Hey guys, it's me Srashaj. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you the story of what could have been Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 if it was released on 6th May 2011. And this is the storyline I can provide you in YouTube. So without any further ado, let's start the video. Spider-Man 4 Redemption Shadow Storyline 2011. Act 1. A Haunted Hero. The film opens with Peter Parker haunted by the aftermath of Harry Osborn's death. Peter feels a deep sense of guilt having failed to save his best friend. He experiences frequent nightmares showing his internal struggle, particularly the trauma from his time under the influence of the symbiote. Peter can't shake the feeling that Harry's death was his fault, and this guilt has left him isolated. Peter visits the graves of Harry and Norman Osborn, but the conversation remains one-sided. Peter talking to Harry as if he were still alive, seeking forgiveness for not to being able to stop the tragic end. There is no resolution yet, but this moment show Peter's torment and how much he's still carrying from Spider-Man 3, from the last film. At home, Mary Jane Watson is emotionally distant. They still live together, but the rift caused by Peter's actions under the influence of the symbiote is too wide for a simple apology. MJ is still hurt by his reckless behavior, especially the kiss with Gwen Stacy. Peter knows his relationship with her is fractured, and he's not sure how to fix it. Meanwhile, Adrian Toomes, transformed into Vulture, is seeking revenge for the death of his wife. She was killed when a building collapsed due to negligence from a corrupt construction company linked to a crime boss. Toomes blames Spider-Man, believing that he failed to prevent the collapse by not stopping the crime syndicate, and now he's targeting the city. Felicia Hardy enters as a mysterious cat burglar, stealing from corrupt figures in the city. She is not just after wealth, she is driven by a personal vendetta. Her mother was killed by the same crime boss, and Felicia seeks justice, infiltrating the criminal world as a reporter. She gathers evidence against the syndicate while keeping her true motive hidden. Act 2. Colliding Paths. Peter's emotional struggles continue as he juggles his guilt over Harry's death, the fractured state of his relationship with MJ, and the responsibility of being Spider-Man. Peter decides to visit J. Jonah Jameson, confronting the way Jameson has vilified Spider-Man and hurt his reputation. In an intense scene, Peter delivers a line to Jameson: "If you don't stop putting bad taste in people's mouths, you should be fired." It's a release for Peter asserting himself after so much time spent keeping quiet. While dealing with his personal turmoil, Peter faces off against the Vulture, who terrorize the city. Vulture believes Spider-Man is directly responsible for the loss of his wife. In a brutal battle, Peter fights to protect the city, but the struggle with the Vulture's anger and the unrelenting revenge. During this confrontation, Black Cat intervenes, distracting Vulture and allowing Spider-Man to escape. This is the first time Peter meets Felicia. Felicia and Peter realize they have a common enemy, the crime boss behind both Toomes' tragedy and Felicia's mother's death. They agree to team up, but there is a tension between Spider-Man and Black Cat as they try to reconcile their different approaches to justice. Felicia insists on using her skills as a thief to get the evidence, whilst Peter while Peter stops her from taking the law in her own hands. Eventually, Peter uncovers the truth about the crime boss and learns that the real enemy is not Spider Man, but the corrupt criminal syndicate controlling the city. The building collapse wasn't Spider Man's fault. The crime boss caused it to make it a quick profit. Vulture is also led to this realization, but his quest for revenge still blinds him. He and Spider Man have another confrontation, but this time it's more about the inner struggles than physical combat. Act 3. Confronting the past and the true enemy. The trio, Spider Man, Black Cat, and Vulture, finally team up to take down the crime boss. They gather evidence to expose him to the public. But the crime boss's grips on power on the city. They gather evidence to expose him to the public. But the crime boss's grips on the city run deep, and his influence of the media outlets, including J. Jonah Jameson's newspaper, that's also called the Daily Bugle, makes it difficult to get the truth out. In a thrilling final battle at Crime Boss's hidden compound, Spider-Man, Black Cat, and Vulture fight together. Felicia finally confronts the man who killed her mother. She has to decide between seeking vengeance and bringing him to justice. In an emotional moment, Felicia chooses justice, stopping herself from killing the crime boss and instead handing him over to the authorities. Vulture, after seeing Black Cat's restraint, realizes the destructive path of his revenge. He apologizes to Spider Man, finally acknowledging his own mistakes and deciding to turn himself in to face the consequences of his actions. In a powerful scene, he and Peter share a moment of mutual understanding. Two men who have consumed by their pain but are now trying to let go. Act 4. Healing and Redemption. With the crime boss taken down, Peter finally confronts Mary Jane. In a vulnerable conversation, Peter apologizes for his actions under the influence of the symbiote. He explains that it wasn't him, but the darkness that took over him. He owes up the mistakes he made, kissing Gwen, hurting her emotionally, and asks for her forgiveness. MJ is still hurt, but there's a moment of clarity. She doesn't forgive him immediately, but she acknowledges that Peter is trying to be better. They agree to work through the issues slowly, but it's clear they both on the road to healing. Peter then visits Gwen Stacy, and in a heartfelt conversation, he apologizes for his actions during the symbiote saga, particularly the kiss, which he now understands hurt both her and Mary Jane. Gwen, seeing his sincerity and knowing that the man in front of her is not the same ones who was the symbiote, forgives him. The tension between Peter and Gwen is resolved, and they part on good terms, with Gwen's understanding and Peter's complex journey. In a key moment, Peter confesses his secret to Aunt May, revealing that he is Spider Man. Instead of being upset, Aunt May shows pride and saying she always knew Peter had a great responsibility, but never quite understood the weight of it. She's proud of the man he's become and the sacrifices he's made. It's a touching moment where Peter's family fully accept him, including his hidden identity. Epilogue: A Hero Reborn. In the final moments, Peter swings through the city as Spider Man, his burdens lighter and his heart more at peace. He learned that being a hero isn't just about fighting villains, but also facing your own faults and seeking redemption. His relationships with MJ, Gwen, and Aunt May are on better terms. Though Peter knows he is not perfect, he is finally at peace with who he is. Post-credit scene. J. Jonah Jameson, after seeing the truth exposed, Spider-Man's redemption arc begins to grudgingly admit Spider-Man might not be the villain he always portrayed. In typical Jameson fashion, however, he makes the announcement in a roundabout way, still trying to sell it as a headline. His staff rolls their eyes, and it's clear that Jameson's redemption will come with a healthy dose of his old stubbornness. Themes of the storyline. Number 1. Redemption. Both Peter and Vulture's arcs highlights the power of redemption. Peter's journey towards atonement for his mistakes and Vulture's acceptance of his wrongs show the importance of taking responsibility. Number 2. Healing and forgiveness. The theme of healing plays out in Peter's apologies and his efforts to rebuild relationships, especially with MJ and Gwen. Felicia's own emotional growth mirrors this as she chooses over justice over revenge. Number 3. Justice versus revenge. The choice between vengeance and justice is key to the film. Felicia and Vulture both grapple with this, ultimately choosing to be better and do what's right. Number 4. Legacy. Peter's emotional growth allows him to embrace his legacy as both a hero and a human being. Someone who is finally beginning to accept his responsibilities not just as Spider-Man but as Peter Parker too. Guys, how is the storyline? Do you like it or you do not like it? Please share in the comment section below. So, this is what Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 should have been if it was released back in 6th May 2011. It would have been as good as Spider-Man 2. But the thing is, due to the studio interference and, Avi Arad meddling with Spider-Man 3, and Sam Raimi just didn't want to repeat the Spider-Man 3 mistakes, so he can't rush the film to be released on 6th May 2011. And due to the script not being right at the time, Sam Raimi decided to leave, and Amy Pascal said, "Thanks for saving our money." And Sam Raimi left, Mark Wahlberg came, and then the Amazing Spider-Man happened. Then the rest is history. So, guys, this is my imagination of Spider-Man 4 storyline. So this is what it is. Nobody can change the past. But I think in the near future, if Sony Pictures, forget about the Sony, whatever it is, I hope the Marvel Studios just revive Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4 and we can see Tobey Maguire return as Spider-Man, the Kristen Dunst return as Mary Jane, Rosemary Harris return as Aunt May, and all these older people return back to the film. And I wanted to see Spider-Man 4 has the mature storyline, where Peter Parker trains his daughter Mary Day Parker, it's like a passing of the torch. I hope they do that. But in the meantime, this is the video, guys. So please like, share, subscribe, and press on the bell icons to get more notification and updates. And this is it. So very well, see you in the next video.